I'm excited about it. I think your best communities are your diverse communities, and it's reflected in the type of artwork that we have at the art
Yes.
gallery. It's reflected in the type of musicians that we have perform at the Eagle Theater and the Bowl, and in so many different ways, it just makes our community much richer.
Bienvenidos a este nuevo episodio de Atlanta Dulce Hogar, un podcast dedicado a vender, comprar e invertir en real estate, en bienes raíces. Today, I have the pleasure to have with me Brandon Hembree,
Yes.
and he is the manager of Sugar Hill. It is really a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time to come to this, humble podcast.
Thank you, Miguel, for having me, and it's an honor for me to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. So, one of the things I always start my podcast or the episodes with is with one question that is, what are three things that your house must have besides plumbing and electricity and cables?
So I watched one of your podcasts recently, and
Okay.
I heard you ask this question,
Uh-huh.
and I should have prepared myself, but I did not prepare myself. So three things that I could not do without in my house
In your house.
would be our pets.
Okay.
So my wife and I, Tara, we do not have children, and our pets are a lot like our children.
Okay.
And honestly, they make our home
Oh,
a
okay.
happy place.
Nice.
Growing up in the South and knowing how hot and humid it gets in the summertime, I could not live without air conditioning.
Okay.
So that's two things. Third thing is a refrigerator.
You're just thinking of having everything fresh,
I
right?
mean,
Food, yourself.
I'm into that midnight snack too sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'll go raid the refrigerator at night. So.
Awesome, awesome. So one thing I noticed, I'm from Venezuela, and being from Venezuela, and all the politicians, they have scores. Like it is crazy, like, and there is something that I learned being from Venezuela in like a bad administration. The more entourage you have, the less efficient you are. Like, and you can tell that by like dictators or like people that just people in the government.
Yeah.
That the bigger the entourage, the less efficient, and you have zero.
That's right.
You came by yourself.
Yes.
And that really for a Latino, a Hispanic coming from a country that right now is in a regime. That's like what? He walks by like by himself. He doesn't have anybody, like around him or so that really impresses me. What do you have to say about that? Like,
I mean, that's just the way it is here in the United States.
well, no, I've seen Biden's and people's
That's true. That is absolutely true. But
maybe
that's,
I mean they're the president, but
that's
still.
it's just a different level. I mean, here, at least at the local level, elected officials are so much more community focused
Okay.
than you would maybe imagine if you were from another country and had
Yes.
a different experience. But no, I mean, mayors in Georgia, to a large degree, unless you're the mayor of a very large city like Atlanta,
Like Atlanta, okay.
for example, we take care of ourselves. I answer my own emails. I do my own
Wow.
scheduling, and it's
Well, for me, it's super like not shocking, but like wowing, like wow. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something that I see, and I've seen you walk around the East Center, which is beautiful.
thank you.
And we have to talk about that because for all the facilities and all the communities. Well, not all the communities. The community of Sugar Hill, it's been growing. I got there I got to the state in 2017 June, and I moved close to some family I have here. But then I became a real estate agent. I got my license, and where my office was closer to Sugar Hill.
Right.
So I ended up there. It was luck, really. Like it wasn't like something that I looked for. But then I started following love, and that's when the e-center came in. And now we have the bowl, we have the memorial cemetery, we have the museum.
Right.
We have everything. Like we have a lot, and it's growing. Like, what else can you tell me about the e-center besides for Sugar Hill residents is $20 a year?
Yes.
It's amazing. I love it.
Which is a great cost.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a family and you want your kids to have access to the gym as well. And so, interesting story. It was not originally planned to be in the downtown area. And so, as you know, we have a soccer complex near our golf course in Sugar Hill.
That's the Gary Perkle?
Yes, that's right. And
I love it.
That was the original plan for a gym. And thankfully, about 10 years or so ago, the decision was made that in order to program our downtown area, it was important to make that investment in our downtown. And so a decision was made to do that. And what I love about it is at any time of the day or any time of the weekend, our whole downtown is activated because of people that come to that gym. And so we have a lot of league play there. So for both basketball and pickleball. Pickleball is like a growing sport. That's amazing. And it's been a game changer for our community to have.
Nice. What are three things? I'm coming again with the three things that you are most, or you can give me more, 5, 7. You are most proud of Sugar Hill.
Yes.
Like that, you'd be like, hey, our gym. Our community. I really love the city hall.
Yeah.
But what are you most proud of?
From an asset standpoint, I'm most proud of our parks. And we just opened 2 new parks in the last 2 years. Gold Mine Park, which has an old gold mine on it. And then most recently, Ridge Lake Park, which has a dog park.
I think I know what it is.
And a lake. And we are currently stocking it for fish, and we're going to program it for youth in our community that have the opportunity to go fish.
Wow, nice.
In the lake.
I don't know why it's never been in my life, but it's something that I think is very nice, and you build patience with fishing, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's relaxing.
Relaxing. I've never been like a big fan, but I know some people that do. Usually, well, in the Caribbean, we usually do the spear fishing. So we go on the water, in the sea, and in the Caribbean Sea. So, what other thing, like the museum? Aren't you proud of?
I am proud of the History Museum and the Art Gallery, and particularly the History Museum, because in Sugar Hill we have such a unique history. We have a gold mining and moonshining history. And originally we had a very small museum in City Hall, and for years our Historic Preservation Society had a desire to have their own separate museum. And when the local was built, they agreed to provide us with that space where the museum and the art gallery is currently. And it's grown. It's given people in our community the opportunity to also donate things to the city. And so we have really been able to explore our city so much more by having that history museum.
Coming from a third world country, having everything in one place, like the place where you can go get your passport, a place where you can talk to the city, find out about anything you got going on, you might want to invest or move to the city, then like everything right there, the postal office, like it is like wowing. Like again, I really love Sugar Hill. It is I don't want to go away from there, and I go to the same church you go.
Yes.
Because so before you came here, I was talking you, right? It's like, see, what should I ask? And one of the things I saw in the webpage is that you are very active volunteer within the church, and I was like, oh, okay. So the only thing is that I go for the Spanish one. I serve teaching English to Spanish people,
Yeah.
which is the majority of the people that go there to learn. But it's just having everything right there.
That's right.
In that same place. And what are the things that we should be looking out for more growth in the future?
Yeah.
Like, things like employment, recreation, because we do have a lot of parks and stuff.
We do, absolutely. And I want to say that the church that you go to, Sugar Hill Espanol, is amazing. And
Yes.
I've actually been
I love it.
to a couple of your services.
Really?
And even though I don't understand it, the music is
Yes.
just over the top, exceptional. And
Thank you.
It's you all know.
I really love it.
You know
I
how
love
to
it.
celebrate.
Yeah.
I think that's
Well,
the best
because
thing
they say we have the conga in our in our soul, like the rhythm.
Yeah, there are ladies like in your congregation that use they'll have a tambourine
Yes.
with them, and they're just doing that along with the music, and I just absolutely.
Yeah, it is nice. It is very nice. I invite anybody to go to the Sugar Hill Church. It is very welcoming. Either the English side, the Spanish side, and it's not like we divide. We do that just because people feel more comfortable listening to the word in their own language. But there are activities that we do together. Like there's one coming, Sweet Day.
Yes,
So.
absolutely. And I know you asked me a
Excuse
question about what we can look forward to in
Yes,
Sugar Hill, but
please.
there's a third thing about Sugar Hill that I love.
Okay.
And I just wanted to talk about that.
Please.
I love the relationship that we have between the city, the church, and our schools.
Okay.
And I've never seen that
I've seen
anywhere
that.
else.
I've seen it.
And Sugar Hill Church and Sugar Hill Espanol are so tied into our schools that I think that makes a huge difference with youth in our community.
They did just now Teachers Appreciation
Yes,
Day
they
or
did.
week or something like that, and I saw some of the members of the church going to Sugar Hill Elementary. That's where my baby boy goes.
Yeah.
It's just finishing kindergarten.
Okay. So did we just did kindergarten field trips out to the community garden.
It's probably went there.
I'm sure he did.
But now he doesn't look Hispanic though.
That's okay. But we loved having those kids out.
Oh yes.
To the
Oh, he
community
loves. Yesterday he didn't do a field trip because it rained, but he went to the dentist. He has his appointment, and he's like, Mom, take me back because they're gonna go to the field trip and take me back. It didn't happen because of the rain, but he's very excited about field trips. He's very happy in the Sugar Hill Elementary school.
It's a great
school. And I really feel like part of the community.
Yeah.
Part of the community is something that is very important, and I don't know. It's like I don't feel left out. Like I feel that no matter what you look like, no matter what language you speak, no matter what, and they always make you feel comfortable. Having said that, how is the community, the Latino and any Asian, any African, growing in Sugar Hill City? Because it's really diverse.
It is,
right?
and it has become more so in the last 10 years. And,
Okay.
I'm excited about it. I think your best communities are your diverse communities, and it's reflected in the type of artwork that we have at the art gallery. It's reflected in the type of musicians that we have perform at the Eagle Theater and the Bowl, and in so many different ways. It just makes our community much richer.
And there is something behind the name Sugar Hill, and then the slogan. What can you say about that? Do you know the origin of the name?
The name, yes.
Of the city?
there's two stories, and so
Okay, I know one.
one story is that there was a wagon full of sugar bags that was
Okay.
coming from the Buford train depot and heading over to Cumming. And as it went up a hill, a wheel broke and the bags of sugar spilled out on
I know that one.
That's kind of like our traditional story.
Yeah.
The other story has to do with gold, and gold in Georgia is processed out of quartz rock. And when you process it, it actually looks like dirty sugar. And so there are
like
people,
raw, like the.
there are
Okay,
people
okay.
that think that that could be a contributor towards our name origin. And then there's a whole nother story. You know, sugar's used to make moonshine.
Oh.
And we have a moonshining past in Sugar Hill.
Oh, okay.
So there could be possibly several stories about our name.
And how about the slogan?
The Sweet Life?
Yes.
Yes, that's something that we have used for years, and obviously it's a play on the name of our city.
Yeah.
But also, honestly, think it's how people feel about how we treat each other in our community. And so I think we're a kind community, and we're accepting in our community.
And now, the sweet life. Now, how I see it reflected is with all the art walls,
Yes.
right? That they're painting now in the apartment buildings close to the city hall. They're putting like all these gray areas and stuff. They're putting color to it, and I feel like that's also giving that sweet life, not just because of the name of the city, but also because of the coming together and having not just like cars and streets and buildings and smoke from the cars, but more like color.
Yeah, we want beautiful things that we can see in our community. That's right.
Well, I asked you what 3 things, and you feel very proud, and you have more than 3. So that's awesome. And being the mayor, that makes it even more nice, more like welcoming, I feel. But what is something that you would tell somebody, come live in Sugar Hill, or come invest in Sugar Hill?
Great. So we are a growing community, and I think anytime you invest in growth, you're making a wise investment.
Yes.
But I also want to point back to some things that I've said before, and that is we have an amazing connection between our churches and schools in the city that I think makes our special community even more welcoming than other cities that you could choose to live in Gwinnett County. And one of the things that I also love about Sugar Hill that I didn't even mention is that, even though we are a suburban environment, our western border is actually a national park. And so you may not be familiar with this, but the Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area begins below Buford Dam, and it goes all through Sugar Hill. And so we've got a tremendous amount of green space. We have fishing opportunities, kayaking opportunities, hiking opportunities for people. And so you can live in the suburbs, but also kind of have access to what you would have to in the mountains of North
And now the
Georgia.
downtown area is becoming like this city, right? Feeling that you can walk around, go there. They have amazing places and commerce, that
That's right.
you can have fun at night for young people. I've seen people around on the weekends, young people, and there's a lot of activity with all the not clubs, but it's like a brewery in there.
Yeah.
The restaurants are amazing.
That's right.
Too. Is there any more coming? Do you know of any because we basically use the Kroger of coming, the I don't want to say just one name, the Publix of these other places.
That's right.
Is there anything else that might come to the city of Sugar Hill?
Yeah. So within the downtown area, and we consider that from the center of downtown being basically a 5-minute walk.
Yes.
We have a Lidl, new grocery store.
Yes.
Will be just on the outside of our downtown area. And they're currently doing the ground infrastructure.
I think I know
for
which
that.
one is. It's close to the church too.
It
right?
is. It's close to the church.
Okay.
We've got a new North Side Hospital facility that's
What?
planned. That'll be across the street from the Lidl, and that's going to be a big investment for our community, and also bring, some good paying jobs.
Yes.
To Sugar Hill, which is what we need. In Solus, which is the newest development next to City Hall, we have some restaurant space at the bottom that is currently being leased up, and so we have a signed lease with a Starbucks.
Oh, okay.
And it's a different model for a Starbucks. Starbucks now has like a local franchise type scenario, so it's actually a local owner. That will have that Starbucks, and then we have a Pliable, and we're talking to some other restaurants too that are interested in locating in downtown.
Okay, so it is growing very fast.
It is, and it will continue to grow.
Amen. Yeah. Nice. I see what other parks. We talk about parks. We talk about projects. The slogan, which is the sweet life, which is it is true. I've been since 2018, and it's been amazing for me. Something that it is more than like to bring the community, because that's your job basically, right? To bring the community together. Yeah. The security and all that's for the marshal.
That's right.
Or the Winnet
I want
police.
them to do the tough work.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But bringing the activities and like sip and paint and sip. What other activities are there? Where can people go to get that information besides the Sugar Hill webpage?
Sure. So spring and summer are obviously are good times for being outdoors.
Yes.
And so we program the Bowl and the Eagle Theater with a lot of concerts during the summer and fall season. And you can go to the Eagle Theater website and to the Bowl website. They're all combined together, and you can see all of our upcoming concerts that the city does as well. We have it's almost too much to name, but a lot of other different groups that we partner with. So we have a Players Guild that does plays in the Eagle Theater. We have an on-the-stage children's theater that also is active.
I think I saw a play for the Sugar Hill Elementary.
Yeah, and Artios. I mean, the Eagle Theater. I think I call it the crown jewel of our downtown because it's so beautiful. It also brings a lot of people to.
And it has like that feeling of that movie theater or that theater that you can see a play and it's like I never been to Broadway, but I feel like I'm in Broadway.
Yeah.
Sugar Hill Broadway.
And it's it's a new theater, but it was done in the Art Deco style, which happened to be the style that was popular when our city was founded in 1939. And so even though it looks old though, it's very modern. It has modern sound systems, and so that's why we're able to have amazing concerts in the Eagle Theater.
If anybody wants to approach the Eagle Theater to bring artists or maybe play a movie in there, a documentary from somewhere else, or
absolutely, they just reach out to them. The Eagle Theater. And we've had a lot of great things in there. We had TEDx.
Okay.
Alexander Park.
TEDx.
They did that last year in the Eagle Theater, and we regularly have groups that do. They'll do a film fest and other different things. I mean, it's really endless.
I don't want to let you go, and having something that that people need to hear. It is what's out there. What do you want to tell people? Like, come live in Sugar Hill. Like, what is one reason that makes you want to say that?
Yeah. So, I've lived in Sugar Hill for 25 years now.
Wow.
And I love the community. I mean,
Yes.
you can't not figure that out when you talk to me. It's something that's on my mind all the time. But
Yes.
I think if I were to say the most important thing about Sugar Hill is that we're not the bedroom community that people were familiar with 10 years ago. We are a vibrant, diverse, and increasingly young community. And so if you are starting a family, if you are young and wanting to invest in a community that you can call your home for the rest of your life, I would really just like to encourage you to just take a look at Sugar Hill.
And I got you.
You do have it. And I mean, thank you for that great question, because the goal of the mayor is to be the cheerleader for the community that
you're doing a great
you're
job.
blessed to lead. And I want to do everything I can to encourage people that Sugar Hill is a great place to live.
It is a great place. I've been there, and I think I said it enough, or not, maybe not enough, but I really want to encourage you guys. If you're looking for a vibrant place, growing place, and looking for a future equity, you gotta go to Sugar Hill. Are there any projects that because now a lot of them are mixed, like Solis. You know, that they have on the bottom mixed where commerce and you know, locals and restaurants and all that, and sometimes retail.
Right.
Is there any more coming up like Solis, like Candem and all the ones around downtown?
Yeah. I don't think you're going to see much more housing in our downtown, other than some independent living, which is what we are.
Like single family homes, right?
Yeah, which is what we're missing in our community. We have 3 assisted living facilities, which have been great.
Oh, I know
Sugar
which
Hill.
one. Close to the
Holbrook is our newest one.
Okay.
And Holbrook's been great because it's provided an opportunity for some of our elderly to stay in our community, but we still need that independent living component. And so there are ongoing conversations about how we can do independent living, but also how we can do affordable housing. Which is, you know, something that is a challenge all over
the world, Atlanta and the world.
And then the other big piece that we're missing is office space. And I think you're going to, in the future, start to see some investments in office space in our downtown.
Okay.
And that's going to help activate the downtown even more.
All right. Yeah, that helps a lot when you bring more offices so people stay in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I really like, I'm so grateful that you were able to come. I thought, well, let me just shoot an email and see.
Well, I'm thankful that you've chosen Sugar Hill to call your home as well. And so we are honored to have you as part of the Sugar Hill family.
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And that's the city where my boys are growing up. I have 2. And I mean, I remember the city I grew up in. Like, I love it some. I grew up in Maracaibo, which is west side of Venezuela, but I was born in Caracas. But I don't feel like a person from Caracas. I feel like a person from where I grew up, and I think my boys are gonna be the same way. And you know, having your blood, you know, loving something, you learn to love it even more. So
I always say, your hometown is where you choose to place your heart.
There you go.
Doesn't matter where you're born necessarily.
Yes.
It's just where your heart resides. That's where your hometown is.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Brandon. I really appreciate your time, your effort for coming here, and
thank you again.
Hope to have you again, maybe in the near future.
Anytime.
All right. Thank you so much. Esto fue Atlanta Dulce Hogar, un podcast dedicado a bienes raíces, comprar, vender e invertir.